I'm here at Petco Field, is where the Padres play. At the Nerdist setup, the carnival, the stage, everything Nerdist possible is now in human life form here at San Diego Comic-Con. And I'm here with the cast of The Hive, a brand new horror movie coming out, thriller movie, suspense. It's got everything here. Can you guys tell me a little bit about it?
It has a lot of things, I will say that. Yes. Gabe, why don't you tell him about it?
You've been doing a pretty good job.
Yeah, right.
This is Dave, the director.
Yeah,
He's going to tell us about The Hive.
Sure, yeah. I mean, look, as the writer-director, I always want people to know as little as possible because I want them to have the true Hive experience is it starts with Adam waking up in a room, and he's covered in this stuff, and it's all over the room. And
then end credits.
That's it. That's the whole movie. And I mean, so much of the experience of the movie is going through what he's going through with him and putting the pieces together, the mystery, why he's locked in there, who left him the notes, why every piece of the, in the first 5 minutes we set up like 20 different mysteries of like, why are there scissors on the floor? Why is this here? Why is that here? And we, and I think, we aim to answer all of those piece by piece.
It's interesting that you spend that much time to set it up because nowadays everything's got to be quite okay, here's what's happening, and everything else has to follow right after that. Because a lot of kids, I'm not saying you guys, but a lot of kids, don't have the attention span where they're like, why do they keep asking so many questions? Just answer everything immediately. Give it to me.
Bro? I'm not a kid.
So as this setup here, and so after the 20 minutes, you see all these pieces here. So he's going through this whole thing.
I wouldn't say 20 minutes, but there's a couple minutes where you walk around and you see, he learns stuff and then piece by piece he starts putting things together. What's really going on? What's happening? And things keep getting revealed, and you start to learn about every aspect of it.
And drop that over there. And can I call you Gabe? Can I call you Gabriel? I don't know you that formally, so I didn't want to step on any toes. But for those who don't know who you are, you're Adam in the movie, but you're also
Adam in the Big C.
They may know you from the Big C, which was a great show, and I think ended a little too early than it was supposed to.
Should have been the writer, man.
I know the
Where
story.
were you at?
I was watching, but I don't know who to talk to. So going from a major television show into this kind of genre, the horror genre here, what is the transition like as far as going from something that big into something where you're pretty much, I don't know if it's uncharted territory for you, going into the indie scene and going into horror movies like this?
Well, Super 8 was sort of like horror-y. We had a creature there that we chased. Not necessarily that there's one like bad creature in this movie, but the sort of running from something and being afraid was sort of familiar, but the way that Dave put it all together was completely foreign. and I think that genre, like just to the genre, it's completely foreign. So it would sound weird if I said, I did this before because there's really nothing like this that I've seen. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun to do it with someone who's like as creative and stylistic as Dave, and act with these guys and talk to Steve sometimes. Get a little dose of Steve and then forget that he was ever around.
To her. Hello, how are you, Gabriel? And you play who in the movie? Who's your character?
My character was Jess, and I also played partially the voice of the virus.
Now, this isn't your first venture into this kind of thing either, because you did one of the Paranormal Activities.
Yeah, Paranormal Activity.
Is this a genre that you're falling in love with, that you want to do more with?
Yeah, I always loved horror films. Like my mom brought me up on horror films. I loved like all the Halloween movies, so it just happened to be that like right after Paranormal Activity, I fell into the Hive. And,
right.
Like Supernatural seems to be like following me.
It's not a bad gig. Yeah. I have a question for Dave, since I'm all over the place because we only have so much time here with you. But going into the supernatural and horror genre seems to be really coming alive lately. A lot of these lower budget and more independent style movies are doing better than when they put out the big Hollywood slasher films, or even the ones that are like possessions or exorcisms and things like that. These smaller indie films seem to be more believable just because there's not a big studio and there's not a major Hollywood name attached to these projects there.
Yeah.
How does did that worry you going into this thing?
To be completely honest with you, when I got involved in this, there was so little thought about business, and it was so much about championing a vision that I had for this film and just trying to like see it realized, and honestly using whatever I had to do to get it realized,
right,
and to make what you're gonna see, you know. And so it was very little consideration to me. You know, I had an opportunity to make it, and I was so incredibly excited about it, and I just picked up and went.
Well, you're coming out at the right time, because I think even 10 years ago, trying to do a movie like this and such a small scale, it wouldn't flow, because it would kind of get out in maybe a handful of theaters, and there wasn't the advantage of a Netflix or on-demand service, stuff like that, to boost it on the other end.
Oh, yeah.
But now to put it out here, and the younger generations love going to these movies and watching these movies on demand and what have you, because it's not the big presentation from the studios, like going to see an Avengers, things like that. They want to have their thing. This feels like it relates to their generation.
Sure. And look, I'm in a pretty unique place because, you know, for the last 10 years I've been making music videos, and, you know, music video budgets aren't what they used to be. I'm like, you know, I've been trial by fire with, you know, low budget filmmaking, and I know it like the back of my hand. And so when we came to do this project, I felt very comfortable working in that space, and I really think, you know, people are going to feel, I don't think people are going to get mired in the idea that it's, you know, that it's low budget. I mean, I think they're just going to see it and it feels like a movie.
I'm not saying the quality is low budget.
Sure,
I'm saying
sure.
as far as how critics will review it or how the press will perceive it, is it's like, well, it's not Sony behind it, it's not Universal, so
Sure.
it's a low budget kind of indie kind
Sure,
of thing.
sure.
And they'll just say, yeah, it's got its charm, whatever, and then they kind of write it off. But it's really the people that go and find this online or see the trailer stuff that go out and say, and it's word of mouth saying, this movie is amazing, you got to go out and check it out.
Yeah. I mean, that's the hope. I mean, those are the people I made it for.
How was the financing for this? Like, how hard was that to pull everything together?
You know, I was really, really, really fortunate that I was around some amazing producers, and they really did a good job of shielding me from it. So I got to be creative, and I got to work with these guys, and that was it. I mean,
did you pick all of them, or is this just all they're attached to the picture?
I mean, this is 100% true. I had no pressure on who I had to pick. I picked these guys because they are the people that I wanted in my movie. They gave me the best performances in the auditions, and they killed it. They killed it. I mean, I remember, you know, our audition. We went extra long, and we were just working through it, and we just had chemistry. And she, I mean, killed it. And I mean, with all these guys.
Yeah, it was. As far as the financing, that was never in my mind when telling the story. It was just trying to tell the most unique story we could, and it was always big for me to want to tell the story. You know, sitting in the trailer waiting for a setup, like it's just trying to make this as scary and real as possible for everybody.
Yeah.
So different. I feel like it's so different. I feel like, you know, like you're saying, like, oh, Sony's not behind it. I feel like people will forget about that watching it and just be in love with the story, because it just it draws you in and forces you to connect with it. And I mean, I haven't even seen it yet, but I just like I have seen like bits and pieces of it, and I just feel like through the script and through what we did, like it'll draw you in, and you'll just want to know more and more.
Yeah, you lived it.
You lived it.
Well, you haven't seen it, so how disappointed would you be if you go to see it and you're cut out of the whole movie? You're just in the trailer.
You know?
I can promise you that didn't happen.
I might cry. Yeah.
That would never happen.
Well, I'm running out of time here with you. I'm speaking to the cast and the director from The Hive. When does it come out?
I don't think. Sorry about that. I don't think we know yet. You know what? I can say we don't know yet.
Because the trailer comes out this weekend, right?
Yeah. Trailer's coming out tomorrow. Oh, I can say that. Okay.
Hold on. This is airing Saturday night, so we can say the trailer came out today.
Oh, so the trailer. Oh, okay. Trailer dropped today. The trailer is out today.
We're still waiting on a release date on this,
Sorry,
but check out the trailer.
yeah.
Where can they go for more information? What's the website, social media, all that stuff?
I think you would go to Nerdist, and Nerdist will be keeping you up to date. And honestly, I feel so lucky to be with Nerdist. I mean, they're such a great company.
They are.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so
Thanks.
much for this, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you so much.